Hi, so how are you today?
I'm good.
Good. What's your name?
Angie Itnire.
Angie, it's so nice to meet you. Why are you out here supporting the hitting stops here?
I'm supporting the hitting stops here because I grew up in a rural East Texas school where I remember vividly, have vivid memories of receiving what we called at the time licks from teachers, from coaches, from principals, from whoever was administering the disciplinary action. These licks were given with wooden paddles.
Did they look like this at all? I mean, this is a makeshift one, but...
Yeah, very similar to this. A lot of times they were bigger. Most of them were actually wider than this one. Would typically have a rounded tip and holes drilled in them so that it would catch the air as it was, as they were giving the lick, and obviously have more of an effect on with what they were doing. And they would name the paddles, hang them up on the wall for the kids to see, so that it was almost a fear factor.
Oh my God.
For them, like, don't mess up or you'll get this.
And a beautiful young lady, I could just tell how beautiful you were as a teenager. Are you saying that this happened even when you were in middle school?
I remember as far as junior high, I moved out of the country, thank goodness, at that point, so I don't remember it in high school because I wasn't here.
But middle school?
I remember it in junior high, which was the equivalent to middle school, 14 years old. I remember it up to the age of 14. It still happens in this school that I went to because I have brothers, much younger than me, that just graduated 2-3 years ago and still recall receiving licks or kids receiving licks in this school. So it's going on today.
And is that also in Texas?
And that is also in Texas. That is also in Texas.
Today that's occurring?
That's occurring today. Now,
wow.
I'm in front of Clinton Small Middle School where, thank God, it does not happen. Thank God that Austin ISD banned this. It is not anywhere, it's not allowed in any of the schools here in Austin.
Right.
We're so fortunate. However, it is legal in the state of Texas, and it's not regulated. There's no regulation behind it. There's no
regulation at all. I mean, let me ask you, you said you were in middle school, and I want to ask you a personal question. If a young lady was on their cycle, I mean, that's an age where that could happen. I mean, did it matter to them? Did they make any, they weren't mindful of that, huh?
No, they weren't mindful of that. They would catch us in the hallway if we had gum in our mouth. I recall one time chewing gum at lunchtime or after lunch or on my way back from lunch or something, and the agriculture teacher stopping me, and I had to actually bend over the air conditioning unit outside. I touched the air conditioning unit and bend over while he gave me 3 licks.
So a male teacher bent you over as a middle school student and beat you with something bigger than that?
Yes, yes.
Wow. You know what? I want to ask you, you're a grown woman now, and do you have any children of your own?
I have a 14-year-old who attends Clinton Small Middle School here in Austin, and she and I, interestingly enough, were just discussing this last week, where I was explaining to her what I had gone through and had asked her the question of, can you imagine this happening to you today? What would happen? What would happen? And her response was, oh my God, they would be arrested. The teachers would be arrested. And I went, of course they would. Not knowing at that time that that's not the case. No, they wouldn't be arrested if you were anywhere outside of Austin or in some places outside of Austin.
Wow. When did you realize that it was actually going on?
Monday was a holiday for the students, and I had taken my girls to the Capitol downtown, and we were just hanging out for the day, and we heard the protests going on and went to see what it was about. And when I saw that this was legal, I couldn't believe it. I just couldn't believe it. And I turned to my daughter and said, we were just discussing this, and I can't believe this is still going on. So my daughter immediately was interested in joining the cause, and that's why I'm here today.
Wow. And you know what? You don't look like you've been out of high school more than about 10, 15 years?
About 20 years.
Really?
Almost 20 years.
Wow. So no wonder you thought it was over. That just seems 20 years is a long enough time where you think something like that would have gone, been over.
And today, with everything we know today, and as heightened of an awareness as we feel like CPS has on watching over our children, how could this be allowed in our schools today? I can't believe it.
Yeah, and especially when you say you had to bend over an air conditioning system to a man. I mean, man or woman, it is very disturbing.
Disturbing.
But you were just chewing gum?
I was chewing gum. And it was extremely degrading. It was very degrading. I remember and that was one of the last times I remember receiving licks. I was just, I had all of my peers around me, and it was a humiliating experience.
So you're saying that he did this in the presence of your friends? Your friends watched this?
He walked by, I was chewing gum, and we were standing, because it was lunchtime, we were standing outside, and the air conditioning units were right there, and he had his paddle with him for whatever reason, and he said, he called me by my last name and said, get over there and put your hands on the AC, on the unit.
Wow, they just have that right. And it's so sad. That's the stuff going on in, like my saying is, the only people paid to spank somebody on their buttocks are porn stars, prostitutes, and teachers.
And I'll tell you, if anyone put their hands on my daughter today, I would have a huge problem with it, and I can't believe that anyone allows this today.
Yeah.
We've come so far in so many ways. How can this be going on today?
Yeah, and you know how it's going on? Is it, what type of neighborhood this is going on? It's not in nice progressive city, Austin. Where do you think this is actually going on?
Small towns like I grew up in. Rural East Texas, South Texas, I'm sure, where there's a lot of non-English speaking families to take up the fight, to really understand how they can stop it, or if it could even be stopped.
Would you look at that as bullying?
I would absolutely look at it as bullying, which is very hypocritical of the state, because the state is so focused on anti-bullying right now. And as a matter of fact, October was anti-bullying month in the state of Texas for the schools.
Wow.
And to find out that they are actually doing the bullying in some of the schools is just astounding.
Wow. Well, I have one last question to ask you, and I've asked several people this question. George Miller is the Department of Education chairman. He has the power to have H.R. 5628, a bill for ending U.S. school beatings and all forms of corporal punishment. He has the power to end that right this second if he chose to. If he walked up to you right now, or you saw him walking by, what would you want to say to him?
If there is anything you can do that would be meaningful in your tenureship, this is it. If there is anything that people will remember you for and respect you for, this is it. Give our children peace at school, please. Imagine if you had a daughter, granddaughter, grandson, son attending a Texas school, and they came home and told you that this happened to them. Would you allow it, Mr. Miller? Would you allow that? I don't think so. Why would you allow it for anyone else?
Right. Well, Angie, thank you so much. I do hope that Clint Small School will take the time to listen to the radio show. You are very, very warm-hearted and caring, and I hope that you conveyed that beautiful heart of yours over to George Miller.
Thank you. And one last thing. If anyone from Clint Small is listening, please join us Friday, starting at 4:30 in front of the Capitol at 11th and Congress. We will be rallying around this cause to stop the hitting in Texas. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And I will see you there. Thanks so much for the interview.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.